House Republicans are now holding out on foreign aid to Ukraine until there is a, quote, transformative change to border security in this country. The Hill reporting yesterday, quote, by sticking to the House GOP's right flank on border demands, Speaker Johnson is sending a message to the Senate that a supplemental proposal is dead in the water on arrival. For more, let's welcome in a member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee and Dr. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall with us in-house on this Friday during the holiday season. Great to have you with us. This has become an issue that not many people are talking about. Joe Biden with this giant too big to fail package, $105+ billion. He wants Taiwan money in there, $14 billion for the southern border, a little bit for Israel, and then $60 billion for Ukraine. What happens to this issue, and how important is it to Biden to get something passed for Ukraine so Ukraine doesn't lose the war while he's running for re-election?
Yeah. Rob, it's hard to put all these pieces together, but to me, it's about the border. The border, the border, the border. We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to secure our border. 10 million people have crossed our border illegally under Joe Biden. With some simple policy changes, building the wall, we can actually secure the border. Joe Biden wants money for Ukraine. He's hanging his hat on his national security policy with all of the successes in Ukraine. By the way, 200,000 people have died so far in Ukraine, 500,000 casualties as well. It's a stalemate for the past year.
Right.
They're going nowhere. It's a 7, 8, 9, 10-year war.
Yeah, I know you went back home for Thanksgiving, and you said that a lot of people wanted to talk to you about the southern border. What's it like in the heartland? What are the effects that you're seeing from this?
So every state is now a border state. Kansas loses a person every day to fentanyl poisoning. We're using Narcan, the drug that reverses fentanyl, 10, 15, 20 times every day. We're seeing human trafficking exploding. Kansas sits at the intersection of two major interstate systems. So for decades, the cartel has used that interstate system to traffic humans as well as to traffic drugs as well. So, and with the drugs, as my dad, the chief of police, said, whenever there's drug trafficking, there's going to be crime as well. So there's an uptick in crime, homicides, all those things to go along with it. So
Joe Biden, and this is CNN, they had a poll out yesterday with his approval rating at just 37%. Again, the source, CNN. So if CNN says it's 37%, it's probably lower than that in reality. And the majority of people that think he's just not equipped because of his age and declining cognitive abilities, that number is even higher, and it seems to grow by the poll. I want to just talk about what happens if Ukraine, at some point, something's going to happen that ends this war. Yeah. Whether it's we hear about a ceasefire in Israel all the time, but let's say Ukraine does lose those 3 regions in the eastern part of the country, in the Donbass region, and they officially become part of Russia, just like Crimea did under Obama in 2014. What does that mean for the U.S. geopolitically? What happens for us after that happens?
Look, I think, again, I'm going to go back to the borders are our priority. Right. So let's control what we can control.
Well, no, I know, but this is the argument. So for Joe Biden to lose a war while he's running for re-election, that's bad.
It's his reputation.
Exactly.
Right? And he's already lost his reputation. There's 10 million reasons to vote for Donald Trump for president. It's those 10 million people that have crossed the border illegally. It's the 1.7 million gotaways that Donald Trump is going to be the president of safety, security. He's going to make our families safe again. And even though people across the world maybe don't like him, they're going to respect him. So I think that what happens next really depends on who our next president is. We can talk about policy changes, but who our next president is will determine what the subsequent sequelae will be after if what you described Ukraine would happen.
And we've been listening to the White House blame Republicans, saying Republicans are the problem for the southern border, claiming that they're putting policies in place. Where are these policies? What are the policies? To let everyone in? To let 12,000 in 24 hours?
That's the policy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. And your listeners need to understand that. The question the national media should be asking is, why doesn't Joe Biden want to secure our border? Yeah. With a simple change in asylum policy, that we could eliminate at least half, maybe 3/4 of the people crossing the border. Just changing the asylum policy alone. He could do it yesterday with just a wave of his pen, changing his own policies. Yeah. He wants this problem.
And that would be a good political decision for him as he craters in the polls. Yeah. The numbers speak for themselves. Senator, great having you in-house. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
If we don't see you, have a wonderful holiday, a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.